Well, in many instances, to get to success, to reach that zenith or peak of success, most people find it so hard to actually get there. And at a point, some even ascribe or to attribute it to spiritual problems where you can't make it in life. But then, do you know that there are some principles that you actually need in order to, train your brain for success, just like the book we have here this morning, and we're about to review says it all. Well, let me welcome Dr. Osas Deji Osasuna, if I'm correct. Because he's he's a behavioral change specialist and also a management consultant, and he's also the author of this wonderful book right here with me called Train Your Brain for Success. That's what it's called. It's 50 life lessons of how phenomenal achievers become unstoppable. That's what you call it. But welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Going through this book, while the lessons are very exemplary, so to put it, and of course, definitely someone will be motivated reading things like that. But isn't there a kind of fear that most of the things here do not apply to our own conditions, to our own environment, so to speak?
All right, so principles are universal. A microphone in Nigeria, if it ceases to remain a microphone in US, then it's not a microphone, have an issue. Microphone in Nigeria is a microphone in India. So principles are universal. The truth is this, we are all product of our environment, education, experience, and exposure. And as a result of this, we've been programmed in a particular way to react or respond to life. Because whatever you do repeatedly for like 21 to 60 days becomes automatic because your brain establishes a pathway for it. All right, so some of us, the words we heard from our parents, some of us, the difficulties we face when it comes to getting resources from our parents or from the government, or even what we saw happening in other families or in a neighborhood. If you see you're exposed to a lot of dysfunctions, if you're not in charge of your mindset, most likely you will see it playing out in your life. Sometimes we call it generational causes, but they are actually self-sabotaging behavioral patterns that we picked up because we've repeatedly been exposed to them or educated ourselves in them, or we have experienced them and they become a pathway, a neurological pathway in our brain. For example, we say that the human brain naturally resists change. Your brain naturally resists change. So once you're not used to something, once you have a comfort zone, this is the way you've been doing something. If your desired goal or your next level requires you to change, it'll be difficult because your brain will resist it. And in resisting the change, what happens is that your brain produces, or an area in your brain called amygdala produces fear. So you want to achieve a goal, as long as it requires a change in your behavior, there will be a level of fear. And the care is not taken. If you don't handle or negotiate that fear very well, the fear will lead to worry. Some, they have fear of going back to poverty. So they steal and steal and steal. Some have the fear of waking up early. Some have the fear of even trusting because of what they've experienced, the heartbreaks they've experienced. So we are product of our environment, and the onus is on every one of us to keep retraining our brain, because you cannot keep complaining or putting the blame on others. You might have grown up in an area where everybody is poor and poverty is all you saw growing up. But once you cross the age of 21, you become an adult. You need to start taking responsibility for your life to retain it. And essentially what we're saying is the perceptions you pick up, the way you see life, the lens with which you see life, the emotions you're running on, these identities, the wrong identities you picked up about yourself, the beliefs, your wrong beliefs or limiting beliefs you pick up about yourself, you can start changing them if you desire it. What led to this book essentially was, I observed that, in our society here, people usually say, thank God it's Friday.
I say that often.
But do you hear thank God it's Monday? No. In fact, a lot of people have Monday fever.
We all hate Mondays, I do.
No, we all. A lot of people have Monday fever. And I felt, if Monday is the beginning of work, an opportunity to make impact, an opportunity to make money, Why don't you get excited about it? Why is it causing a fever? Some people develop blood pressure on Monday. But the blood pressure goes down by Friday.
Of course, because you know you're.
And Monday is the beginning of making impact, making money. So I discovered that it is because your brain is resisting change. Monday offers you an opportunity to introduce some change into your life, into your job, into your business. But because the brain naturally resists it, the brain wants you to remain in your comfort zone to protect you anyway.
You know, related to what you just said, is something you also wrote in this book, talking about people's passion. You know, not doing what is your passion, but doing what put food on the table. Don't you see that that's the situation we are? That's why most people don't even like Monday. They're not looking forward to Monday, but they love the weekend because, oh, I'm going to relax, go to parties and stuff the weekend because I'm doing a job that I'm not really looking forward to on Monday. Isn't that the situation?
All right, so I will say two things to answer that. Don't follow your passion, lead your passion. See, people get carried away.
I like that. Yeah, I saw that. Don't follow
your passion, lead your passion. Money, fulfillment, satisfaction, whatever you call it, appreciation, follows value. It's all about value. You get paid because of value, not because of the time you are spending at work. You get paid for value. If it's about time, then we should have flat salary. Some people on that 1 minute, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars. While some in 1 year, they don't make that. It's all about value. So people must realize that your passion, if it's not meeting a value, what's value? Value is a solution to a problem, or you are meeting a need. So don't follow your passion, lead your passion. Your passion, wherever you have identified the problem in the society or the need it can meet. Then secondly, the truth is this. You might not like your job and it's okay. Likeness is a feeling. Dislikeness is a feeling. It's okay. You might not like your job, but it's your duty to love the job. And there's a difference. You might not like the job, bro. You might not like the workplace. You might not like the environment. You might not even like the boss because of certain attributes. But you must love your job. Love means accepting regardless. That's your natural zone. Once you step out of accepting yourself regardless, whether you have money or you don't have money, whether things are working and things are not working, whether someone stays with you or leaves you, accepting yourself regardless helps to keep the normal chemicals flowing in your system. Once you step out of that, your account balance drops. You start seeing yourself in a less mode. You are stepping into a fear zone. Chemicals will start pumping into your system, stress chemicals. And it's for your own sake.
So the phobia comes in.
Stress chemicals will damage your system. They will damage your system. They will shut down your thinking capacity. So it's for your own sake to love your job, accept the job regardless, even though you don't like the role. And on the course of doing that, you will start seeing opportunities because your brain, your thinking capacity will be alert. You start seeing opportunities that will take you to the next level.
So really just accepting that this is the job you have and just taking it for now and opportunities to open for you, just as you said. Okay, another thing is that, 50, it's listed 50 kind of principles.
Life lessons picked from different success stories.
Of course. Why 50? Is there more than that, or you just decided that, okay, let me just,
Okay, so what led to this is this. So when I was thinking of what to do about Monday fever, why people are not interested or they develop hypertension, blood pressure with Monday, so I thought of what to do. So I discovered that it's just that brain resisting change as a result of the behavioral patterns they become used to. So I started studying people's success stories, great achievers. So I collated some and I started dishing it out every Monday morning. Instead of you having high blood pressure on Monday morning or Monday fever, early morning before 8 a.m., I dish out Monday motivation, then hashtag TGIM. Thank God it's Monday.
Sounds like a nugget.
So I was doing it every Monday, and when it got to, I did it for a year. So I decided, people were requesting for a book, a collation of it, so I decided to put it together. So it's more than 50, but this is just volume 1.
Okay, volume 2
is about to come out.
Another thing that you have to look at is that, how did you write this book in order to be cautious that people don't take it in the wrong way? Because some people might read some of these, the lessons there, and at a point, they might harm or hurt people along the way where they're trying to achieve their own success.
Okay, so that comes to the role of, so there's an aspect of it that talk about developing emotional intelligence, so which is a lifelong learning. Every one of us, we keep developing it. So there's an aspect of being empathic, which is key. So one of it is about Richard Branson. How empathy has helped him to build his business. How being open to receiving feedback has helped him to build his business. Because we all have flaws, no matter how good you are as a man. or woman, you have flaws. And those flaws will be standing in the ways of your relationship with some people. And if you are not open to feedback, if you are very, very resistant to feedbacks, you will not be willing to improve, and you will keep damaging your relationship and affecting others. So you must be willing to be open to feedback, and in empathy we're talking about seeking to understand others before you seek them to understand yourself. So while you are pursuing your goal, while you are regulating your emotion to be able to drive you towards motivation towards your goal, you must also be able to up your empathy skills.
Okay.
It must be a balance.
Okay. Talking about, because you mentioned Richard Branson right now, we all know him, the billionaire, the British billionaire. It looks as if most of the examples or the instances you pointed out in the book are all outside Nigeria. I didn't see any.
I know.
I didn't. Well, most of it were.
Okay, I agree. It's more of outsiders. But I think if we were to divide it into three parts, 1/3 will be Nigerians. So there are some examples that are personal experiences also. So in fact, there's a particular chapter on it about a driver that drove me all the way from Lagos to Ekiti. So I was meant to speak at a cooperative society, a farmers cooperative society or something like that. And they provided a Benz car to come and pick me from Lagos so that I don't have to drive. A 2015 Benz class. And you know, the roads are not that good. Where I observed that I didn't feel the journey. I didn't even know when 5 or 6 hours had elapsed. Why? Because number one, initially I thought it was because of the Benz, the luxury of the Benz. But later on, in retrospecting, I discovered that it's because of the driver. The driver engaged me in stories. He was telling me about all the communities we were passing through that even though I'm from Ekiti State, I never knew. And those things distracted me from the pain. So in the life journey, I learned something from that man. In life's journey, there will always be bumps on the road. There will always be potholes on the road. But what you distract yourself, enjoying the journey. A lot of times we get fascinated about our destination, where we're going. Until I build my house, until I marry, until I have my child, I can never be happy. But the truth is that the happiness is in the journey. Find what will attract you towards happiness and distract you from the pains on your way to your goal.
All right, thank you very much. So, in other words, just keep on reading this book, Train Your Brain for Success, written by Dr. Sas Deji Osasuna. Of course, he's Osasuna.
That's a football club.
That's a football club. Of course. And I mean, for Amina, quite interested.
I'm going to be getting a copy of that book.
Okay.
So I love to train my brain for things like that. I don't like distraction taking over me. But thank you so much for that beautiful session there. Right now, we need to go on a short break. It's time for our newspaper review segment, proudly brought to you by MTN. Do stay tuned.